In a forest at dusk, a figure rushed past. In the distance was the image of a girl seemingly waiting for someone. Seeing this, the rushing figure quickly stopped. It turned out that figure was a young man, handsome with a bright face. He happily looked at the girl. Seeing him arrive, the girl clutched her chest in joy. "Brother Keem Thursday, you've come." The one called Keem Thursday rushed over, lovingly caressing the girl's face, proudly saying, "Jower, from today onwards, the cold poison in your body has been completely eliminated. Someday you'll become a talented young lady admired by thousands." Hearing this, the girl joyfully replied, "Really?" Keem Thursday hugged the girl gently and said, "Of course it's true. When have I ever lied to you?" Holding the beauty in his arms, Keem Thursday recalled his life. "I am the young master of the So family, one of the 4 great families in Heavenly Water City, born with extraordinary talent. After awakening the 9 young bloodline, at 10, I broke through to the true Chi realm, but for 3 years since then, my cultivation hasn't progressed at all. Everyone mocked when I fell from the divine altar. At that time, I could only smile, because it was my own choice." Suddenly the girl spoke, "Brother Keem Thursday, don't blame me." Then she grabbed Keem Thursday's clothes, with a sad and regretful expression, said, "It's because of me that you were mocked by those people." So Keem Thursday smiled. "Silly girl, what are you talking about?" Then he explained again to reassure her, "The cold poison produced by the 3 meridians that you awakened. Only my 9 young bloodline body can neutralize it. How could I stand by and watch you die?" To save his childhood friend, the eldest daughter of Lu family, Lu Tianjiao, one of the 4 great families in Tianshui City, So Keem Thursday put his arm around Lu Tianjiao's shoulder. With determined eyes, he said, "Once you're better, I will immediately go to see Uncle Lu to ask for your hand in marriage. In another month, it will be the Xianjian sect's recruitment ceremony. By then, we will join the Xianjian sect together, becoming an immortal couple living freely." But Lu Tianjiao's expression wasn't happy at all when hearing those words. Instead, her eyes turned cold with a hint of killing intent, but outwardly, she still pretended to be understanding. "Everything depends on Brother Keem Thursday. It's just that for these 3 years, you've suffered so much for me." So Keem Thursday thought she was feeling guilty. Seeing that it's getting dark, So Keem Thursday hurriedly said, "It's late now. Come, let me remove the last trace of cold poison from you." After speaking, So Keem Thursday gave a spirit medicine to Lu Tianjiao. While Lu Tianjiao was concentrating on absorbing the power from that spirit medicine, So Keem Thursday weakly sat down on the ground, his face tired with sweat covering his forehead. So Keem Thursday silently sighed. The essence and blood cultivation of a martial artist. Although having gone through it many times, the loss of essence and blood is truly painful, but it's finally over. Lu Tianjiao was still focusing on the power, and finally she succeeded. Seeing this, So Keem Thursday quickly ran to Lu Tianjiao. He happily said, "You've finally succeeded. The cold poison in your body has been completely neutralized." But Lu Tianjiao coldly replied, "Yes, I've finally succeeded." Seeing her attitude suddenly change, So Keem Thursday confusedly called out, "Jower." But Lu Tianjiao seemed to have become a different person. She frowned with displeasure, arrogantly brushing her hair aside and said, "Therefore, you can die now." So Keem Thursday was completely shocked. As if wanting to prove he had heard wrong, he asked again, "Why is this happening? You must be joking, right?" Lu Tianjiao looked at So Keem Thursday with disgust, irritably said, "I've long had someone in my heart, but to cure my illness, I had to endure getting close to you. In these 3 years, you've violated me too many times. Even if I stab you 1,000 times, even if you die 1,000 deaths, it still wouldn't ease the hatred in my heart." So Keem Thursday grew increasingly weak. He was so angry he coughed blood, painfully clutching his chest, and said with difficulty, "So everything was all just a scheme. 3 years. I have spent so much of my blood and energy for you, but in your heart, it's not worth a penny." Lu Tianjiao sneered with contempt, saying, "That's right. It was all a scheme. Otherwise, how could you willingly waste your own blood and energy to treat my illness, right?" Su Jinsho stood up, filled with disappointment and heartache. Wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth, he said, "So you still want to kill me? Even if you've completely mastered the 3 deadly meridians? So what? Even if my vital energy is severely damaged now? So what? Can you kill me with my true Chi realm cultivation? With your 5th stage body refinement, how could you possibly match me?" Suddenly, a voice sounded from behind Su Jinsho, "Don't forget about me." Upon seeing that person, Lu Tianjiao joyfully called out, "Second young master." It turned out that the dark figure standing behind was second young master Ouyang Yuan, the Tianshui prefecture governor. Lu Tianjiao quickly ran towards Ouyang Yuan. Seeing this scene, Su Jinsho was even more surprised. So she had such powerful backing, that's why she dared to scheme against me like this. Considering his current situation, Su Jinsho couldn't slip away unnoticed. I'm no match for him, I must escape. But Ouyang Yuan wasn't willing to let Su Jinsho off so easily. He launched an attack at Su Jinsho, making him cough up blood. Then he smugly said, "Wanna run?" It's too late. Ouyang Yuan's strength shocked Su Jinsho. He's actually a 6th-stage true Qi realm expert. Ouyang Yuan looked at Su Jinsho lying battered on the ground with vicious eyes. Such a precious bloodline wasted on a commoner like you. What a waste indeed. Ouyang Yuan attacked Su Jinsho's bloodline directly. Today, I'll find a true master for it. Su Jinsho tried to resist Ouyang Yuan, but his current strength was no match for Ouyang Yuan. He had used the Blood Devil technique. Seeing this, Su Jinsho felt that this guy was truly audacious. This Ouyang Yuan actually dared to practice this forbidden secret art. After obtaining Su Jinsho's bloodline, Ouyang Yuan quickly absorbed it into his body. Once finished, Ouyang Yuan, full of power, laughed loudly. "Ha ha ha, the 9 Yang bloodline finally belongs to me." Lu Tianjiao looked at Ouyang Yuan with admiration. "All of Su Jinsho's cultivation now belongs to me," Ouyang Yuan said proudly. Ouyang Yuan didn't forget to share that power with Lu Tianjiao and reminded her, "Keep cultivating well. In 1 month, it will be the Xinjian sect's recruitment ceremony." Lu Tianjiao happily replied, "Thank you, second young master." That romantic scene was quickly interrupted by Su Jinsho's shout, "You pair of dogs, I won't let you off even as a ghost." Lu Tianjiao frowned in displeasure as he looked at Sokim Thursday. Oduong Veen then asked, "What do you plan to do with this one?" Sokim Thursday held his chest with one hand, while pointing at Lu Tianjiao with the other, angrily saying, "If I die, the So clan won't let you get away with this. Grand Elder So-Ra will avenge me." Lu Tianjiao covered his mouth and smirked. "Do you know who told me that your body constitution could cure my illness? You've been away for a long time. Surely there are no guards following you, right? The So family's Grand Elder, compared to me, wants you dead even more than I do. Because when you die, the position of the So family's young master will belong to his son." Upon hearing this news, Sokim Thursday was severely shocked. Only now did he understand the truth. Ever since I awakened the 9 Yang bloodline, I had already fallen into this trap. Then Lu Tianjiao attacked Sokim Thursday once again. This strike directly took half of Sokim Thursday's life. Lu Tianjiao said cruelly, "Killing you directly would be too merciful." Sokim Thursday's eyes slowly closed while his ears still heard Lu Tianjiao's cruel words. "I must make you experience the feeling of falling from heaven to earth, even worse than death itself." From within, Sokim Thursday emitted an enormous power. Sokim Thursday lay on the ground, gradually falling into despair. "My Dantian is shattered. My cultivation, my 9 Yang bloodline is all gone now. From now on, I'm no different from a waste." But Sokim Thursday's willpower wouldn't allow him to give up. He gritted his teeth. "If from today I'm just a cripple, then I'd rather die." Sokim Thursday slowly pushed himself up. "There's only one path to survival. I absolutely won't give up." Sokim Thursday's fingers pressed against the ground as support to help him stand up. Sokim Thursday's face was filled with determination. "I want to live. I must have revenge." Suddenly a voice echoed in Sokim Thursday's mind. "Indomitable will. Opening the tower. Standing afterwards. Training the Supreme Blood Heaven Emperor Divine Art. The righteous path of chaos." A tower appeared before Sokim Thursday. He was surprised. "What is this?" Then Sokim Thursday suddenly realized the Chaos Supreme Law, the Chaos Heaven Emperor Art. Seeing this, Sokim Thursday sat down. "Must seize this opportunity. I must quickly comprehend and merge with this art." Sokim Thursday concentrated on merging with the power of that art, and finally completed it. Cultivation advanced to body tempering 3rd stage. Sokim Thursday jumped up in joy. "In terms of cultivation, having reached body tempering 3rd stage, I only spent 1 divine hour, which equals what a normal person would take 18 years to achieve. Sokim Thursday's face was filled with determination for revenge. Very well, I must go find that pair of dogs to settle the score. Sokim Thursday kept rambling on. Must strike hard until they have to kneel down and beg for mercy. But after just a few steps, he tumbled to the ground. Sokim Thursday's face was covered in wounds and blood. He seemed to be exhausted, slowly closing his eyes. Indeed, anger had made him too reckless. The scene shifted to an old courtyard. Sokim Thursday slowly opened his eyes. Looking at everything around, it was different from before he fell unconscious. Sokim Thursday held his head wondering, which room am I in? Who brought me back here? Suddenly from outside came painful screams upon hearing that. Sokim Thursday was startled, quickly flung open the door and ran outside. Looking at the scene before him, Sokim Thursday couldn't help but feel angry and murderous. Soha had beaten a maid, making her cough blood and lie painfully on the ground. But on his face there wasn't a trace of mercy or remorse. Instead, there was contempt for those beneath him. Soha said, "A mere servant like you dares to?" Not only secretly bringing Sokim Tran back, but also daring to give him medicine? The maid lay motionless with injuries all over. Seeing her not moving, Soha used his foot to nudge her face, his mouth constantly threatening, "Hand over the medicine now. Otherwise, I'll let you die right here today." Soha gradually lost patience. He started to use more physical force. His face wrinkled with displeasure, continuing to threaten, "Hurry up and hand it over. Let's see how long you can hold on to it." Soha noticed someone approaching with a furious aura. It turned out to be Sokim Thursday. He angrily clenched his fists, glared fiercely at Soha, and commanded, "Stop." Sokim Thursday said again, "Stop." Realizing it was Sokim Thursday who just spoke, Soha relaxed and mocked Sokim Thursday. "Sokim Thursday, your maid doesn't know her place. She even dared to speak up to me." Then Soha pressed his foot harder on the maid's face even more forcefully. He spoke dismissively of Sokim Thursday. "Let me teach her a lesson for you." But Sokim Thursday was no longer as weak as before. He shouted at Soha, "My people are not for you to discipline." Hearing the word, "young master," Soha laughed loudly. "Ha ha ha, in just a few days, you won't be the young master anymore." Sokim Thursday was startled in surprise. Then Soha showed Sokim Thursday a scroll and said, "See this? This is the decree from Grand Elder So." Soha said proudly, "The Grand Elder has decided. In 10 days there will be an internal martial arts competition to select a new young master." Soha continued, "You're eager to replace me. It seems what Lu Tianjiao did to me. You all knew about it, didn't you?" But Sokim Thursday, still ignoring the matter of Lu Tianjiao, said, "The Grand Elder is just a branch of the clan. Still wanting to issue orders? Keep dreaming." Soha responded with contempt. "The master has been out of contact for over 3 years. According to the So family's rules, the Grand Elder will be in charge. How can we let a waste like you take control?" Sokim Thursday's face darkened. "He conspired with Lu Tianjiao to steal my 9 young bloodline, causing me to end up like this. According to the So family's rules, what punishment should these people receive?" Seeing Sokim Thursday suddenly showing such dominance, Soha was startled by this. Then Soha quickly regained his composure and said, "Stop saying such harsh words. It's because you're incompetent. Being deceived by a woman is your own fault." Finally, Soha decided to let the maid go. Sokim Thursday walked over and stood next to that maid, helped her up and said, "Even if what you say is true, before the clan's martial arts competition, I am still the young master of the So family." Sokim Thursday turned to look at Soha's group with a fierce expression. He glared and said, "Now, with my authority as the young master of So family, I order all of you, look towards my maid. Kneel down and apologize now." Hearing this, Soha gritted his teeth and thought. One of Soha's followers quickly spoke up. "In this world, no master would ever kneel before a servant. This is truly outrageous." Seeing Sokim Thursday so angry, the trembling maid sat up and worriedly said to young master, "I'm fine. Sir, you still have wounds on your body. Getting angry isn't good at all." Sokim Thursday smiled gently and said to the maid, "It's all right, don't worry." Soha clenched his fists angrily and said, "A waste with no cultivation still dares to be so arrogant?" Soha lunged at Sokim Thursday with his fist raised, intending to attack him. "Today, I will beat you until you kneel down and call me grandfather." But Sokim Thursday showed no fear or hesitation. He just stood there coldly watching Soha charging forward, and Sokim only used one fist to block Soha's incoming punch. With his strength, Sokim Thursday easily threw Soha far away. This made the maid's eyes widen in surprise. Soha was thrown off balance and looked at Sokim Thursday in astonishment. Soha was terrified. Hadn't Sokim Thursday lost all his cultivation already? What just happened? Sokim Thursday raised his fist again threateningly. Will you kneel down yourself? Or should I beat you until you kneel down? Soha's followers also began to panic. How could this be? Could it be that the young master still has his cultivation? It's over. It's over. If we had known, we wouldn't have come here with young master Soha. Feeling utterly humiliated, Soha angrily shouted, I spit on you. At most, you only have third-level body cultivation. I was just careless earlier. Otherwise, you would have been dead already. Soha's inner heart kept screaming. I am at the 4th stage of body training today. I must regain my face at all costs. Soha used all his strength and rushed forward madly. Soha's momentum frightened those who stood there. Such strong spiritual energy, truly powerful. This is young master Soha's ultimate move. Break the spirit barrier. Sokim Thursday remained fearless, still standing there waiting for Soha to charge. When Soha just rushed and Sokim Thursday used one hand to throw Soha away. Sokim Thursday's strength was so great that Soha was thrown against the wall. Everyone around was terrified seeing such a scene. Young Master Soha. Young Master, are you alright? Soha was covered in injuries, still looking at Sokim Thursday in confusion. He's only at the 3rd stage of body training. How could he possibly defeat me? Sokim Thursday coldly looked and ordered, get lost. Soha was helped away by 2 servants, not forgetting to look back and warn Sokim Thursday. Wait until I report this to the Grand Elder. Let's see how long you can remain mighty. Everyone had left. The maid who was injured earlier looked at Sokim Thursday with admiration. Young Master, you were injured yet could still suppress Young Master so, how? That was truly amazing. Sokim Thursday turned back and smiled at the maid. But shortly after, Sokim Thursday showed a joyful expression, foolishly celebrating, while Sokim Thursday stood there laughing, chatting happily with the maid. Behind a pillar in the courtyard across, a pair of eyes had been watching him all this time. The quiet courtyard of Sokim Thursday suddenly began to shake. It was because Sokim Thursday was cultivating. He was amazed that he had broken through to the 4th stage of body training. This is the power brought by those 50 body transformation pills, isn't it? Feeling that this wasn't enough, Sokim Thursday poured out even more body transformation pills. More, even more. Then Sokim Thursday swallowed all the pills in his palm at once. With my current cultivation, at most I can only teach a lowlife like Soha. If continuing at the current pace, in just over half a year, I can recover my previous strength. Sokim Thursday was about to pour out more, but unfortunately they were all gone. At this time the maid brought in food and said, Young Master, it's time for dinner. Noticing Sokim Thursday seemed to have grown stronger, the maid was also full of surprise. Sokim Thursday happily told the maid to put it there. First follow me to the pill pavilion. Seeing Sokim Thursday upgrade so quickly, the maid couldn't help but marvel. After teaching Soha a lesson, only closing doors to cultivate for 1 to 2 hours, yet already broke through another stage. This speed is truly heaven-defying. At the pill pavilion now, the pavilion elder was surprised by the news he heard. Are you sure you didn't see wrong? Did Sokim Thursday really defeat Soha? The messenger respectfully confirmed with certainty. Exactly 1,000 times, yes. This news has spread chaos throughout the entire sect. They say the young master effortlessly broke through young Master Ha's hidden martial arts technique. It seems his cultivation is still there. It's just been reduced. The storage hall elder stroked his long white beard and said, Sokim Thursday has truly become useless now. The Dan Hall naturally won't hesitate to side with the Grand Elder, but he still conceals tremendous power, so we can't be too certain yet. Just as he finished speaking, Sokim Thursday's maid called from outside. The young master is here. Where is the storage hall elder? Hurry and welcome him. The storage hall elder warmly went out to welcome Sokim Thursday's arrival. I didn't know young master was coming. What business brings you to the Dan Hall? After speaking, the storage hall elder secretly observed and assessed Sokim Thursday. Looking at Sokim Thursday's aura, he was indeed at the body training stage. Compared to before, it was truly vastly different. When did this change happen? Sokim Thursday ignored the storage hall elder's warmth and said, I'm here to collect this month's pills. The storage hall elder quickly ordered his disciple, hurry and get the pills here. Then he winked. Don't keep the young master waiting. That person was initially stunned, not understanding the storage hall elder's words, but then quickly nodded and happily replied, "Understood, I'll go right away." A moment later, the bottle of pills was handed to Sokim Thursday. He observed for a moment, then asked, "6 body training pills?" The maid standing beside felt indignant on behalf of her master. The maid loudly asked the elder, "What do you mean by this? My young master's share was 3 chi-gathering pills. The effectiveness between these 2 types differs tenfold. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?" The storage hall elder helplessly said, "Young master, please don't blame me. The pill distribution is based on each person's cultivation level. Previously, young master was at true chi first stage, so naturally received chi-gathering pills. But now," hearing this, Sokim Thursday felt extremely irritated. Sokim Thursday gripped the pill bottle tightly. He had originally planned to use 3 chi-gathering pills to break through to body training 5th stage, but now, it seems he'll have to find another way to borrow pills. Sokim Thursday decisively turned to leave. "Let's go." The angry maid couldn't help but turn back to look at those smiling people behind. "You all look down on the young master now, but don't regret it later. The Grand Elder's faction will soon face disaster. I must quickly improve my cultivation." Sokim Thursday pondered as he walked. After walking for a while, they reached the Chaos Supreme Tower. "This is the place," Sokim Thursday silently confirmed. His meridians were severed, and his dantian was shattered. He could only borrow power from this Chaos Supreme Tower. Only then could he achieve Nirvana rebirth. Sokim Thursday approached the tower. He touched the door. "Perhaps behind this door, another pleasant surprise awaits me." As the door opened, the scene before him made Sokim Thursday's eyes widen in shock. "Is this the 10,000 Dao origin talisman formation?" Sokim Thursday quickly recognized it. He stepped forward and observed more carefully. In that formation were fire talismans, water talismans, wind talismans, divine movement talismans. Sokim Thursday went from one surprise to another. Talisman formations were the most profound art of the heavenly martial continent. Moreover, in this 10,000 Dao origin formation, it could integrate all formations under heaven. Sokim Thursday reached out to take a talisman from that formation. Holding the talisman in his hand, Sokim Thursday suddenly realized this was an elixir formation. Sokim Thursday was amazed looking at the light spots on his hand. He wondered if this was really an elixir formation. Sokim Thursday sat down before the talismans. He pondered. If he could comprehend this type of elixir formation, then in the future he would no longer have to worry about any kind of elixirs anymore. Sokim Thursday concentrated on memorizing all formations, one by one until the end. Finally, he reached the last one. Sokim Thursday lay down and sighed in relief. It's all learned now. While resting, Sokim Thursday calculated. The difficulty of elixir formation is very high. If I didn't grasp the Chaos Emperor's solution, then to comprehend and understand it would probably take several decades. Sokim Thursday looked at the formation and thought. Next, he just needed to find the ingredients to refine the body transformation pill. On a street with few passers-by, a customer stopped at Sokim Thursday's stall, examining the talismans for a while, but still wouldn't buy. Sokim Thursday sighed, but still held back tears inside. Suddenly someone came over and said in a mocking tone, "Double the effect? Who would say such thing?" It turned out that speaker was Lu Gaoyang. Who would have thought that the noble young master So, once the #1 genius of Tinshui Prefecture, would become such a scammer? How sad indeed. Sokim Thursday quickly recognized this person as Yu. Lu Gaoyang was the younger brother of Poison Master Lu Tianjiao. Those following Lu Gaoyang also joined in the mockery. A waste like you who isn't even a martial artist anymore, selling strength-enhancing talismans here. Who would believe that? That's right, young master, we are first-ranked talisman masters in this Tinshui city. You dare sell fake talismans right under his eyes? You really don't know your place. Hearing everyone's endless flattery, Lu Gaoyang smiled arrogantly. Then Lu Gaoyang waved his fan toward Sokim Thursday, said arrogantly, "Sokim Thursday, are you really that desperate for money? Just kneel down and bow to me once. Then I'll show great mercy, and might reward you with some spirit stones." Sokim Thursday remained seated and calmly replied, "You mad dogs better get lost. Don't interfere with my business." Hearing Sokim Thursday dare call him a mad dog, Lu Chao Duong's veins popped on his forehead in anger. What did this worthless trash just call me? A mad dog? Then Lu Chao Duong rushed to attack So Kim Thursday. You're seeking death. So Kim Thursday quickly recognized Lu Chao Duong's attack direction. When Lu Chao Duong arrived, So Kim Thursday dodged to the side. Then he used the mountain-splitting strike technique, punching straight into Lu Chao Duong's extended arm. His punch was so powerful that it fractured Lu Chao Duong's arm bone. Lu Chao Duong was in so much pain he broke into a cold sweat. His teeth clenched tightly. Then Lu Chao Duong fell to the ground screaming, "On my arm!" The two servants following Lu Chao Duong were equally panicked. How is this possible? Wasn't So Kim Thursday's dantian supposed to be shattered? How does he still have his cultivation? Seeing So Kim Thursday walking towards him, Lu Chao Duong gritted his teeth, looking at So Kim Thursday with hatred. So Kim Thursday sat down in front of Lu Chao Duong with an angry face. Seeing So Kim Thursday's imposing aura, Lu Chao Duong fearfully stammered, what do you want to do?" So Kim Thursday said with a voice full of rage, "Your sister Lu Tian Zhao owes me something. Today, I'll collect some interest from you first." So Kim Thursday's overwhelming pressure made Lu Chao Duong tremble in fear. Suddenly a loud voice shouted, "Stop!" So Kim Thursday quickly turned his head to see who it was. Fortunately, So Kim Thursday managed to dodge that person's attack. It turned out the one who attacked him was the law enforcement elder of Spirit Talisman Pavilion, Luong Q-sun. Seeing his savior arrive, Lu Chao Duong frantically shouted, "Elder Luong, save me! So Kim Thursday has gone mad. He wants to kill me." Hearing this, Luong Q-sun put on an angry expression and said to So Kim Thursday, "So Kim Thursday, do you have any last words?" Luong Q-sun asked again, "So Kim Thursday, do you have any last words?" Feeling the injustice, So Kim Thursday spoke up in discontent. "Elder Luong, why are you taking action without distinguishing right from wrong?" Luong Q-sun said irritably, "Not distinguishing right from wrong? You're fighting on Wanwu Trading Association's grounds, yet you dare say I'm not distinguishing right from wrong?" Despite such pressure, So Kim Thursday remained fearless. He calmly turned to ask the person who was browsing his goods earlier, "May I ask, brother, who struck first just now? Did you see clearly?" "Young Master Lu struck first. We all saw it very clearly," that person said honestly. Lu Fu San turned to ask his disciples who followed him, "Is what he said true?" One of the two people respectfully replied, "Yes." "I just asked again." The junior disciples had already observed it, exactly as just stated. Liang Nine Mountain looked at Lu Gaoyang, strictly admonished Lu Gaoyang, "You are originally a disciple of the Wanwu Trading Association's Talisman Division. You know the rules yet still violate them, so the punishment increases by 1 level. Hearing this, Lu Gaoyang turned pale with fear, cursing Su Jian Shou in his heart. "Originally, he deliberately provoked me." Lu Gaoyang pointed his remaining intact arm at Su Jian Shou, then spoke up in his own defense. "It's unfair, law enforcement elder. Su Jian Shou was selling fake talismans. I couldn't help but take action." Hearing this, Liang Nine Mountain said, "Selling fake talismans? This is a capital offense." Su Jian Shou calmly replied, "You didn't even look at my talismans, yet dare to claim they are fake?" Suddenly a voice came from above. "Strength-enhancing talismans increase power 2-fold. How could you achieve that?" It turned out the voice belonged to Talisman Elder Chong Gaoshan. Lu Gaoyang, with tears and snot, ran to the Talisman Elder. "Master," the Talisman Elder softly said, "Don't worry. Master will definitely get justice for you." Then the Talisman Elder turned to lecture Su Jian, "Show open your eyes and look at the entire Tianwu continent. The effect of strength-enhancing talismans at most only reaches 5 parts." Su Jian Shou just stood silently where he was. "You think that clumsy skill can deceive the elders of our talisman division?" Lu Gaoyang hurriedly added, "Master is right. This Su has never studied talisman arrays before and can't claim to make talismans in just 2 sentences. This is clearly deception." Su Jian Shou confidently challenged, "If that's the case, does Elder Chong dare to make a bet with me?" "What's the bet?" Chong Gaoshan felt quite interested. "Let me see what this poor brat is willing to lose." Su Jian Shou explained the competition rules. "If my talisman can achieve level 2 effect, Elder Chong will compensate me with 300 body cleansing pills. How about it? Everyone around hearing this began discussing excitedly. 300 body cleansing pills? This guy's got quite the appetite. Seeing Su Jian shows arrogance, Chang Gaoshan said, if you can really do it, this old man will give you 500 pills, it's no problem. Chang Gaoshan thought for someone as good as dead like him, it doesn't matter how much is promised. What matters is whether he'll live to collect it. Seeing this, Su Jian show happily said, all right. Then please follow me to the Talisman Pavilion. At the Talisman Pavilion, talismans were hung everywhere in every corner. Chang Gaoshan pointed to an object placed in the middle and said, this is our talisman division's talisman testing device. Just put any talisman into it, and the quality and effectiveness of the talisman will be revealed. Sokim Thursday confidently asked again, then Elder Thuong, can you be sure that this testing tool won't give wrong results? Hearing this, Thuong Chao then angrily shouted, nonsense. This talisman tester represents the reputation of our talisman sect. How dare you doubt it? Meanwhile, Lu Chao Duong was having his wounds treated by servants. Can't you be more gentle? Lu Chao Duong turned to mock Sokim Thursday. Hee. I see you, Sokim Thursday, you're nothing but a coward. You'd better confess your crimes now. Then this young master might let you die with dignity. Ignoring those words, Sokim Thursday calmly walked to the testing area. Sokim Thursday put his talisman into it. Soon the results appeared. Talisman type, Strength Enhancement Talisman grade, First grade Superior Quality Enhancement Talisman. Effect doubles physical strength. Elder Thuong and others were surprised. Is this really true? This guy's strength talisman can actually double strength? Luong Nine's son also praised excellent. Our Tien Tui Prefecture has produced a talisman master prodigy. Unable to believe his eyes, Lu Chao Duong stammered, no, impossible. Lu Chao Duong felt utterly humiliated, anger causing his veins to bulge. This cannot be true. I am the talented talisman master with the highest talisman mastery in Tien Tui Prefecture. Lu Chao Duong pushed away the person treating his wounds. It should be me. Ignoring his injured arm, Lu Chao Duong rushed towards Sokim Thursday shouting trash. Lu Chao Duong's fierce appearance was terrifying. Lu Chao Duong, holding a sharp blade, rushed forward, intending to attack Sokim Thursday. You're impersonating me, I must kill you. Lu Chao Duong charged at Sokim Thursday with the blade and shouted, you trash. You're the imposter. I must kill you. Thuong Chao then stepped between them and slapped Lu Chao Duong hard across the face. Lu Chao Duong was slapped and fell to the ground. The blade dropped from his hand. Lu Chao Duong lay on the ground trembling in pain with a swollen face. Thuong Chao then continued scolding Lu Chao Duong. You fool, still want to embarrass me more? Thuong Chao then angrily shouted, someone quickly drag this senior brother, this waste of yours, out of here. The disciples immediately came and carried Lu Chao Duong away. Sokim Thursday watched the scene and thought to himself, Lu Chao Duong daring to doubt the quality of the talisman tester is like slapping the talisman sect's face. This guy slapped him and acted angry, but actually wanted to leave an escape route for his precious disciple. Elder Luong called young friend so. Sokim Thursday replied, Elder Luong. What would Elder Luong like to say? Sokim Thursday thought to himself, just now you were calling me out by name and yelling. Now you switch to young friend. That's quite a quick change of attitude. Liang Jiushan said cheerfully. I wonder if young friend Su would be interested in joining the Talisman Hall. Suo Jinsho replied, join the Talisman Hall? This matter, can Elder Liang decide on his own? Suddenly there was a loud voice from outside. He may not have the authority, but I do. Upon seeing that person, all disciples in the Talisman Hall respectfully bowed their heads and shouted, greetings, Hall Master. Suo Jinsho was surprised. He's the Talisman Hall Master, Yang Shanhai? I heard Hall Master Yang is like a divine dragon, rarely seen and hard to find. Didn't expect to draw his attention. Yang Shanhai happily walked over and said to Suo Jinsho, since you first stepped into the hall, I've had my eye on you. Yang Shanhai looked at the results of Suo Jinsho's talisman test and commented that it doubled the power. Even I myself cannot create such a talisman. Liang Jiushan excitedly said to Yang Shanhai, Hall Master, with Suo Jinsho in our talisman hall, we won't need to rely on those old fellows in the Imperial City anymore. Yang Shanhai also tried hard to persuade Suo Jinsho, young man, as long as you're willing to join the Talisman Hall, all resources in the hall are at your disposal. Not only that, we won't restrict any of your actions. You can still do whatever you want. Suo Jinsho calculated and pondered. If that's the case, then the materials for pill refining won't be a concern anymore. Moreover, Having an important position in the Talisman Hall would make his future safety more secure. Suo Jinsho respectfully bowed and said, "Then I shall follow Hall, Master Yang's words." Yang Shanhai laughed triumphantly. "Ha ha ha, excellent." Yang Shanhai generously threw a command token to Suo Jinsho and said, "Young man, take this." Suo Jinsho held the command token and looked at it blankly. Suo Jinsho suddenly realized this was a first-grade Talisman Master token. Chang Gaoshan standing there was also surprised. "What? You should know that Younger spent so many years and half of the Liu family's wealth to be recognized as a first-grade Talisman Master. Moreover, having an important position in the Talisman Hall would make his future safety more secure." Suo Jinsho said to Chang Gaoshan, "Elder Chang, then when can I get those 500 body cleansing pills?" Yang Shanhai winked at Chang Gaoshan. "Old Chang, you left yourself a way out. You're a second-grade Talisman Master. How could you make empty promises to a young successor?" The Talisman Elder scratched his head and said, "Yes, I'll have someone get the body cleansing pills for him right away." But as he turned around, Chang Gaoshan's attitude made a complete 360-degree turn. Chang Gaoshan glared at Suo Jinsho with envy. "Suo Jinsho, you hurt my disciple and made me lose face again. I will remember this grudge." At the Liu family, the authoritative figure sitting in the master's chair is the Liu family head, Master Liu Shushi. Liu Gaoyang hugged Liu Tianjiao's legs and cried, "Sister, please help me take revenge. If Su Jinsho doesn't die, the hatred in my heart cannot be resolved." Liu Tianjiao turned away in irritation and disgust. Liu Gaoyang kept crying and wailing. Liu Shushi said to Liu Tianjiao, "Zhaoer, didn't you say that the Su family boy had already become useless? Could it be that you were careless?" Liu Tianjiao confidently reaffirmed, "Impossible. His dantian was completely shattered. All his cultivation has been transferred to me. How could he still have any cultivation?" Liu Shushi sighed and said, "The fact that this boy isn't dead is true. Looking at his attitude towards Younger, he wants to be completely ruthless with our Liu family." Liu Tianjiao arrogantly smiled and said to Liu Shushi, "So what does it matter? If he's not dead, he only has 4th-level body cultivation anyway. It's nothing to worry about." Liu Tianjiao helped Liu Gaoyang stand up and said, "The Xinjian sect's recruitment ceremony is coming soon. I need to focus my energy now to break through to the Qi realm." Liu Tianjiao's voice was full of killing intent. "But I promise you, after becoming a disciple of Xinjian sect, I will definitely crush that Aunt Su Jinsho for you." Su Jinsho was still diligently sitting on the bed refining pills when Su Jinsho shouted. Su Jinsho had advanced to the 6th level of body cultivation. Su Jinsho sighed inwardly. Cultivating the Chaos Emperor scripture consumes so much. Since Elder Chang brought here 500 body refining orchids, they were all used up in just one day. It seems this kind of cultivation method will force me onto a dark path of money-making. Suddenly there was a noise from outside the window. Su Jinsho keenly detected it and shouted, "Who's there?" Su Jinsho quickly glanced back and asked loudly, "Who's there at this time?" An assassin burst straight into his room. He said nothing but immediately launched a palm strike at Su Jinsho. He quickly channeled energy to his fingertips to counter. A beam of light shot from Su Jinsho's hand cutting through the assassin's palm. Seeing this, he was shocked, thinking to himself, "I'm at 8th level body cultivation, yet I'm being suppressed by someone at 6th level?" Su Jinsho, seeing the assassin's distraction, immediately rushed close to him and said, "Getting distracted at a time like this? That doesn't seem like a good habit." As soon as he finished speaking, he drove his knee into the assassin's body. Su Jinsho's strike was so powerful that it sent the assassin flying out of the room. At this moment, Ruhua carrying a lantern ran to Su Jinsho and asked worriedly, young master, are you alright?" Su Jinsho didn't answer her. Instead, he just kept staring intently at the quiet courtyard. Seeing him not saying a word, Nabhoa quickly asked, "Young master, was there an intruder? Should we send people to catch him?" After a moment of silence, Sokim Thursday smiled and said, "No need, I deliberately let him go." 5 days later at the training ground, calm footsteps echoed up the stairs. Sokim Thursday with a composed demeanor walked up the platform. People below who saw him immediately shouted, "Look, our young master So has arrived." A disciple who saw him gritted his teeth in anger and said, "Such an important clan gathering yet he dares to arrive late. Does he still think he's the #1 genius of Tien Tui City like before?" Then that person's fellow student heard his friend's words and chimed in, This waste probably didn't dare to come. If that's the case, he should give up his position as the So clan heir early. At this moment up high, So Han had already arrived before the three elders. With a respectful attitude, he bowed deeply and said, So Han pays respects to the three elders. A disciple of the So clan immediately spoke in a flattering tone upon seeing So Han. No wonder young Master So Han was raised by the great elder. Such courteous and humble manners, this is truly befitting of a great clan's demeanor. The scene shifts to the great elder asking So Han, have you thoroughly checked Sokim Thursday's condition? So Han looked towards Sokim Thursday on the tower and confidently replied, Great elder, please rest assured. Although he has combat skills beyond his realm, he's ultimately just at the training realm. He has no chance of winning. After hearing the answer he needed, the great elder cleared his throat next. Then he stood up and announced the start of the match in a loud voice. I declare the clan's internal tournament officially begins. Please invite So Han to step onto the platform. On the arena, So Han and Sokim Thursday faced each other, both prepared for the battle over the So clan heir position. So Han bowed while speaking in a contemptuous tone. Keem Thursday brother, it's my honor to be your opponent. Not long ago, I was far inferior to you. Sokim Thursday heard these words and coldly replied, Why waste so many words? If you want to be the So clan heir, don't imitate those fools who only know how to talk. So Han was silenced by his words. After a moment of silence, not knowing how to respond, he let out a cold snort and said in a deep voice, Since brother Keem Thursday said so, before finishing his sentence, So Han charged forward with a pleased expression and declared, I'll have to be discourteous then. On So Keem Thursday's side, he was also calmly concentrating his internal force into his fist. The fists of So Keem Thursday and So Han collided powerfully. Their magnetic force and power were fiercely clashing against each other. On the castle below, when So's disciples saw such a situation, they immediately stirred up in commotion. Are we seeing this right? Their first moves ended in a draw? Someone who couldn't believe their eyes said, No, isn't Keem Thursday only at the training realm level? While young Master Han is already at the pseudo-true realm. Even So Han on the arena at this moment was extremely shocked at this situation. How is this possible? Judging by this stance, he and I are at the same realm. But why can't I block even one of his punches? The unwillingness and jealousy rose intensely in his heart. His eyes flared up with the thought, No, this prodigy cannot be allowed to live. At this moment, So Han raised one leg high and executed the move. Heaven-piercing kick. As soon as his foot landed on the arena, a boom cracked the fighting platform. But So Keem Thursday quickly dodged this dangerous move of his. Not stopping there, So Han continued using a new technique called Crushing Fist to attack So Keem Thursday. On the arena, he and the boy were fighting fiercely, neither giving in half a move. Above, the Grand Elder watched the fight and worried. So Keem Thursday's strength certainly isn't at the training realm. If this continues, So Han will lose. Can't let my favored student lose. He quickly produced something with a mysterious purple color. At that moment, So Keem Thursday on the arena simultaneously sensed what the Grand Elder had just taken out. While he wasn't paying attention, So Han quickly pulled out a medicinal pill. Upon seeing that thing, the elder sitting next to the Grand Elder worriedly thought, This is bad. That's a forced realm advancement pill. Stop him quickly. Three elders jumped up in panic shouting, Not good. That's a forced realm advancement pill. Stop him quickly. But the Grand Elder objected. Once on the arena, it's between the two of them. Third Elder, are you trying to break the rules? Hearing this, the third elder angrily pointed at the arena and shouted, The destructive power of this pill is extremely high. Its effects on the user also have hidden dangers. He turned to the Grand Elder and questioned, Is destroying 2 young lives for a position worth it? However, the Grand Elder paid no attention to the third elder's words. He just coldly snorted and said, If So Keem Thursday is afraid, he can surrender. A cunning and triumphant smile spread across his face along with the thought, For the clan leader position, I've schemed for so many years. Why should I give up now? Just need to kill So Keem Thursday. Sacrificing one So Han is nothing. Up on the arena, So Han quickly swallowed the cultivation enhancing elixir. His cultivation level immediately broke through. advancing straight to the true Chi realm. Sokim Thursday became worried seeing him like that. He stared at Sohan while thinking to himself, Sohan was originally at Pseudo-True Realm, a level between Body Training Realm and True Chi Realm. But once breaking through to True Chi Realm, he won't be easy to deal with anymore. Suddenly, there was a whooshing sound as Sohan moved. Han had appeared behind Sokim Thursday's back and quickly attacked him, but he managed to dodge this move swiftly. Another attack from Sohan was launched towards Sokim Thursday. While dodging, he worriedly thought, too fast, can't dodge. On the arena at this moment, Sohan was gaining the upper hand, continuously overwhelming Sokim Thursday. Everyone below was so tense from the battle that their eyes widened in shock. Sokim Thursday was now looking at Sohan cautiously and more alert than ever. He looked at his hand that just now was almost cut off and silently sighed. That was dangerous. Seeing no reaction from him, Sohan said contemptuously, Sokim Thursday, if you kneel down and beg for forgiveness, there might still be time. In response to his arrogant tone, Sokim Thursday calmly replied while pulling something out. Don't be too cocky too soon. In his hand now was a talisman. Sokim Thursday began to focus on activating the talisman. Streams of energy surrounded him. At this moment, Sohan quickly rushed forward. He charged towards Sokim Thursday with a sharp sword while shouting loudly, Stop putting on an act and die. When the time was ripe, Sokim Thursday immediately released his power. That power of his pierced straight through Sohan's body. On his face now only remained a look of shock. When he saw on his body a hole caused by Sokim Thursday, the battle ended. Sohan lay collapsed on the tower, while Sokim Thursday still stood proudly. The people below turned pale seeing this situation, shocked with mouths agape. An elder was so shocked by this that his eyes widened, mouth wide open. He couldn't believe his eyes and thought to himself, recently there have been rumors that Sokim Thursday could craft power-enhancing talismans that could double one's strength. So it was true? The Grand Elder angrily thought, well done. This beast hid his cards quite well. The silence was broken when Sokim Thursday spoke up. 3 elders should announce the result now, right? Unable to do anything more in this situation, the Grand Elder stood up and announced, from now on, the position of young master of the So family will be held by Sokim Thursday. As soon as these words were spoken, immediately the voices of So family disciples praising Sokim Thursday rang out. We pay our respects to the young master. We pay our respects to the young master. Shortly after, Ruhua, after hearing the good news of Su Jian Thursday's victory, smiled happily and said, Ruhua is here. Congratulations on young master's triumphant return. On the dining table now many different dishes were laid out, making Su Jian Thursday unsure what to eat first. The maids continued to bring more food, while Ruhua kept picking food for him and giving instructions. Young master has had a tough few days. You must eat properly, all right? He looked at his bowl full of food and rice, and could only say while eating, please don't add any more food for me. It's enough. Su Jian Thursday hasn't eaten a single bite of rice yet. Suddenly an old man's cough was heard interrupting with cough cough. As soon as he saw him, he looked up with cold eyes and asked, Archive Elder, to what do I owe this visit? I wonder what brings you here. The Archive Elder then flatteringly presented a gift and said, Young master, please don't be so formal. These are 3 Chi gathering pills that the pill hall has prepared to congratulate young master on his resounding victory. Please accept them, young master. Seeing his demeanor, Ruhua contemptuously muttered, Now you know how to flatter. Why didn't you do it earlier? Meanwhile, Su Jian Thursday maintained his cold attitude and ordered him, I have received Archive Elder's kind intentions. You may leave now. He accepted the order and respectfully bowed, responding clearly. After the Archive Elder and his disciples left, inside the room, Ruhua said sarcastically, These petty people follow wherever the wind blows. They used to be so arrogant before. Today, hearing that young master kept his position as young master, they come here to flatter. Hearing this, Su Jian Thursday calmly explained, In this world, power is the only capital. Everything they do always has a reason. Then he stood up and was about to go somewhere but didn't forget to instruct, Take these back and eat them slowly. I must continue my closed-door cultivation. Hearing this, Ruhua anxiously asked, Closed-door cultivation? In the near future, the first branch elder won't be able to cause any major trouble. Why is young master in such a hurry? Su Jian Thursday turned and replied while walking away. The great elder isn't what I'm most worried about. The most concerning thing is what's happening in 20 days. The grand competition recruitment in Tianshui City of the Mystic Sword Sect. At the Assembly Hall of the Mystic Sword Sect, A disciple was respectfully reporting the situation to his superior. Elder, the arena for the grand competition recruitment in our sect's Tianshui prefecture is almost completely prepared. The mustached elder heard this and calmly responded, "Humph. This remote Tianshui prefecture, since ancient times, has rarely produced talents with good aptitude." Hearing this, the disciple then recounted. But the disciple heard, "There are already 3 young masters and ladies here who have reached the true Qi realm. They are Lu Tianjiao from the Lu family and Ouyang Yuan from the Ouyang family." Seeing that he only mentioned 2 names, but said 3 people, the mustached elder glanced and asked, "Wasn't it 3? Who's the remaining one?" Being questioned like this, the disciple reluctantly continued, "Young Master Su Jianthu of the Su family, originally the #1 genius of Tianshui County, but he suffered an unexpected calamity before, so until now he's only at body training stage." After getting the answer he needed, the mustached elder said disdainfully, "The minimum requirement for the Grand Scholar competition is at least 9th level of body training. Breaking through completely in 20 days is impossible. Seems he's not destined for this." At this moment, in a quiet place under the night sky, Su Jianthu was concentrating on cultivation. A golden light appeared in his dantian. After a while, he opened his eyes and sighed. The chi-gathering pill brought by the elders indeed shows obvious effects. I've successfully advanced to the peak of 9th level body training. However, something worried Su Jianthu. But most importantly, the 8 extraordinary meridians showed no movement at all. According to his research, human body has a total of 20 meridians, divided into 12 regular and 8 extraordinary meridians. Advancing to 9th level body training means the 12 regular meridians have been opened. As for the 8 extraordinary meridians, only a few martial artists with exceptional talent could barely open 1 or 2 among them. Once all 8 extraordinary meridians are opened, one can advance to the ultimate body training realm, able to cultivate the legendary supreme body technique. Su Jianthu determined to himself, opening the 8 extraordinary meridians must be completed at body training realm. But he clearly realized one thing: I don't have much time left to obtain more cultivation resources. The urgent matter is still making money. The next morning at the conference hall of Lingfu Pavilion, Master Yang counted the talismans while sighing. Very good, very good. Except for the strength talisman, all other talismans have doubled in effectiveness. Truly worthy of being Tianshui County's talisman genius. After checking all the talismans, he looked up at Su Jianthu with his dark-circled eyes from staying up late and asked with concern, "Young friend Su, you look quite unwell lately. Is something wrong?" Outwardly, Su Jianthu pretended to say, "Thank you, Master Yang, for your concern. I just haven't slept well." But inwardly he complained endlessly. "How could I sleep? To make more talismans than required to sell for money. I stayed up all night in the Chaos Supreme Tower, just to comprehend the flow of 10,000 Dao in those talismans." Suddenly Master Yang put his hand on his shoulder and introduced a good business opportunity. "So Xiao, you came today just when I have 2 distinguished guests here. I can introduce you to them." He then called out, "Please come in, honored guests." Then an old man with white beard entered with a stern face. He was Elder Zhou Huan of the Wanwu Trading Company. Before him walked a beautiful young lady. She was Xiaoyu Huang, the princess of Wanwu Trading Company. As soon as Hall Master Yang saw them enter, he happily introduced them to So Kim Thursday. "Let me make the introductions. This is the princess of Wanwu Trading Company, Miss Xiaoyu Huang." So Kim Thursday bowed respectfully. "I am So Kim Thursday, pleased to meet you, Miss Xia." But inside he was quite excited because Li Fujia was just a small branch under Wanwu Trading Company. Unexpectedly, someone as noble as the trading company's princess came here personally. However, when faced with his polite greeting, Xiaoyu Huang coldly walked past him, leaving him stunned and confused. She went to Hall Master Yang's table, then picked up a talisman to examine. Then Xiaoyu Huang suddenly showed a satisfied smile. She turned around and said sternly to So Kim Thursday, "Our Wanwu Trading Company will take all your talismans." These words from Xiaoyu Huang made him confused. He asked, startled, "All of these? You're taking everything?" Seeing So Kim Thursday's confusion, Hall Master Yang immediately nudged him and reminded, "Fool, the young miss means she wants to cooperate with you. This is a golden opportunity for you to join the ranks of the wealthiest merchants in the Great Qin Dynasty." Outwardly, So Kim Thursday still stood frozen, but inside his eyes sparkled with the color of money. "Like this, I won't have to worry about lacking resources anymore. I can focus on breaking through the 8 meridians." Suddenly Xia Yuhuang pulled out some kind of golden card. Then she threw that card towards Sokim Thursday and explained, "This is our Wan Wu Trading Company's VIP card. It contains 10,000 first-grade spirit stones. From now on, the talisman sales money will also be deposited here." When Zhou Huan saw Xia Yuhuang actually giving that precious card to Sokim Thursday, he was extremely shocked, thinking this card, even princes of the Great Qin dynasty would find it hard to obtain. Yet the young miss gave it to a country bumpkin. Only then did Sokim Thursday regain his composure. He quickly bowed his head and thanked Xia Yuhuang warmly. "Miss Xia is truly generous. I am extremely grateful." Zhou Huan, who was standing next to him, spoke up with a demand. "We need you to make 2,000 high-grade deer talismans within 20 days. Deliver them to Su, the chairman of Wan Wu Trading Company's Tianshui Prefecture branch. Can you do it?" You listened without any fear or confusion and naturally agreed. After finishing the discussion, Sokim Thursday leisurely left. Ha Yuhong and Master Duong kept watching intently as you walked away. When you were far away, she handed him the talisman you had drawn and asked Master Duong what he thought. Master Duong held the talisman and confidently said, "I've examined all this kid's talismans, and of course there's nothing wrong." But suddenly, he noticed something different about Sokim Thursday's talisman. Unexpectedly, a stream of power circled around the talisman. Seeing this, Master Duong was bewildered and speechless. He just looked at Ha Yuhong standing calmly beside. After that, his voice echoed throughout the front hall. "Ha ha ha, this kid is good, hiding his skills quite well."